Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And here, it's a story I didn't think we'd ever tell. It's an SNP MP is saying that they should set up a policy unit and appoint a Truth Tsar, whose job will to be to monitor what MPs say and MSPs, and then hold them accountable for when they absolutely lie, barefaced lie to the public. And we know that this happens all the time. He is a former Chief Whip for the SNP. His name is Owen Thompson. And he says that he's so fed up with politicians telling basically untruth, presenting lies as facts, basically, lying through their teeth, that he wants a Truth Tsar. And he's asking Keir Starmer to back him. Now, I think that this guy is... he's aiming it at government. And I think he's aiming it at the Conservative government, basically to say, we need to have this Truth Tsar out there to stop the Tories lying through their teeth. The irony, of course, is... Well, we all know what the irony here is, don't we? Because we know when it actually comes to the biggest bunch of liars going, it's his own party. But anyway, we'll take a quick look at this, see why he is off his head, really, if he thinks it's the Tories that's going to be suffering the worst from his Truth Tsar. Here goes. Right, now this is a long piece, and I'm not going to go through it all. We're just going to sort of sit there and pull up on the hot takes on it. But Owen Thompson, and this is Owen Thompson here, he's the former SNP Whip at Parliament, at Westminster. He's an MP for Midlothian. And he's saying that the lies that politicians tell and the misinformation, the disinformation as well as misinformation, says is an existential threat, he reckons, to democracy. And he says this is as big a threat to democracy as much as Russia is. And he's probably got a point. But of course the irony being, of course, that the biggest liars of all are his own party, the SNP, a party that exists purely because of the lies it tells, continually. And even when it's caught out in lies, it just lies again to try and cover it up. But anyway, when Scotland's voice on the UK Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee warns that disinformation from MPs threatens national security as much as Russia, it's probably best to listen. Owen Thompson, SNP Chief Whip until December, fears disinformation now poses an existential threat to democracy, and he has a solution which he wants all parties to back. And that is to create a UK Truth Tsar, to fact-check MPs, to punish them and to force them to correct the record when they misspeak, lie or give disinformation. His position as Scotland's point man on the IC, which oversees British espionage, gives his comments heft. And here's the thing, if you had an independent Scotland, of course, he wouldn't be there. And he'd have no input on intelligence matters. Scotland would have to set up its own intelligence system. Good luck. Anyway, political lies permeate Western democracies. We all know this. You never believe a politician until they officially deny something. And he's not partisan about it. He says all parties must get their act together over disinformation. Thompson believes, including his own. Donald Trump and Boris Johnson accelerated the slide, but unless we halt political disinformation, democracy is in trouble, he says. He says there's responsibility on elected members to say we will absolutely stick to facts. Now, that line alone should disbar him from the SNP, because the one thing the SNP can never do is stick to facts. Facts embarrass them. Facts would destroy them. The truth is so damaging to the SNP that they must never, ever utter it. He says, we've crossed the Rubicon. We're now in a place where if there's no enforcement, things will run riot. Thompson says that mechanism could be called a truth czar, or an independent fact checker, or a regulator of fact. Whatever the eventual title, it would hold MPs accountable for deliberate lies. This isn't about naming and shaming MPs for accidentally getting statistics wrong, he adds. Such mistakes are usually corrected. It's about willfully disseminating disinformation. And, in the case of his party particularly, outright lying. Thompson suggests the Truth Tsar could be run by academics so it maintains public trust. Enforcement of the ministerial code in Westminster is useless, he adds. The Truth Tsar could also regulate Holyrood, Stormont in Belfast and the Wealth Senate. Any Truth Tsar would need government funding, but politicians should have absolutely no power over it. Indeed, if this is going to be set up, the Truth Tsar must sit above the MPs. They can have no influence on picking who it is, on the day-to-day running of it, or on the reporting of it. And the Truth Tsar must be independent. You can have a committee to whom the Truth Tsar reports. That would be fine, but it'd have to be an all-party committee. But it would have to be an independent person. Whoever this person emerges as would absolutely have to be, a completely independent and impartial person. Anyway, he said, we need a conversation about this across civil society where we ask, do we want to end up in a place where it looks like we're heading, or should we do something to stop it? He noted recent comments by UK Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick claiming Scotland does not house refugees. It was a lie told in Parliament for which there were no consequences. And it was a lie. Scotland does take refugees. What Jenrick was pointing out was that Scotland, by dint of its size of population, is taking only about a tenth of the immigrants that they should be taking if we were to fairly distribute them across the nations. And that is actually the truth. They are undertaken. Anyway, sanctions for lying MPs that should be enforced include being made to make personal statements where they correct what they've said, or if MPs are found to have lied and refuse to amend statements, they should be suspended from the House. That inevitably leads to a loss of earnings and possible career-ending by-elections. Absolutely. Absolutely on that. We need to hold these people to account. They lie and they lie and they lie again. And if they're found to lie, they have to stand there. And you can get someone to stand and ring a bell and go, shame, shame, as they lie. And then they have to stand and correct their lie. And if they fail to do it, there's a by-election. That will concentrate the mind wonderfully. These people, the last thing most of them want is a by-election, because they're so bloody awful, especially mid-term, they're likely to lose it. And I think that's it. And if they get suspended, of course, they don't get paid and they don't get their pensions and all that. So yeah, I actually agree with him. But of course, the worst of it, how are the SNP going to function when all of their MPs are suspended? Anyway, it's an interesting point. It's one I agree with, and I think he's right. I'm not going to go into the rest of it, but it is because it is very, very long. It does. I mean, if I show you, it goes on and 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 on. It just goes on. I'm just not going to bother. But I'll be here a week. So anyway, I'll finish there. But the principle of the thing is absolutely right. Set up a Truth Tsar. Let's have the truth. Let's hold MPs accountable for the words they say. Who knows? Might even get an honest one day. Coming up. There was an American politician by the name of Simon Cameron. No relation to David, of course. But he said an honest politician is one who, when bought, stays bought. And that's about as much as you can hope to get in terms of honest politicians. But I think if Owen Thompson's plan comes true, if it comes to fruition, they actually have one, we may just see a lot of them change their ways and become, if not at least not honest politicians, at least less lying, more careful in their choice of words. The lies will be less obvious. May even hold a few of them to account, and it would be great to get a few of them caught out and forced to either, apologise and correct the record and say yes, I was wrong, or have a by-election. I would love to see it. So good idea. For once, the SNP MP has had a great idea. Well done to him. He'll get thrown out the party. You know that. They're going to be after him now. The SNP will be out to get him. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and always tell the truth, unless it's your wife and she's asking you if her bum looks big in that. In which case, gentlemen, lie every time. Bye.